That's a confirmation of the lineup. Really, the only decisions that Bobby Robson had to make concern substitutes. And it's interesting that he's chosen Michael Phelan, ex-Norwich City, now Manchester United. Should there be any tightening of the midfield or any problems, heaven spare us for Brian Robson. Otherwise, the team selected itself after the injury to Barnes. Photographers going for the group picture of the Polish side, who've only played once since the match at Wembley. That was against Spain in La Corona, when they lost by 1-0. The one defender in their side is Tchaikovsky. And they've got a whole posse of midfield players with Kozetsky, Dziekanowski and Schobert seemingly likely to be the front three. It's hit long. That's a good challenge. It denied Schobert. That's a goal kick. And we've had 3 minutes. Peter Shilton in no hurry to take the goal kick, so an opportunity for the first words from Trevor Brooking.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that Poland are going to push forward. They've really got the 3 centre-backs and then 4 in midfield and 3 up front, and they need to win themselves if they've got a chance in this group, and it's very important from England's point of view that they don't get the crowd behind them early on.
That's a good turn. And Bashika gets it in. Shot came from Dziekanowski. Stuart Pearce of Nottingham Forest. Beardsley, not too much room for manoeuvre. Taken by Robson nicely. This is Waddle. Rocastle held it well. It wasn't a good challenge. He's done well. Shot from Brian Robson. It's well held with Lineker coming in. Robert Bashika. Tadashevich. Hounding by Beardsley. Tadashevich. Wanting somebody to go on. Schobert, Dziekanowski. Stopped by Walker. Oh! Thumping drive and turned away by Peter Shilton. Really, that was hugely well struck. And a very good save. Robert Bashika it was. Got a deflection too. Butcher is up. In a line with the near post as we look. Comes further over to Chris Waddle. 3 waiting. One of them is Robson. That's curling. It was comfortably headed out. But the follow-up shot from McMahon wasn't too bad, was it? Bashika. Schobert, who started it, wants the ball back in midfield. Here he is. Beardsley got goal side briefly. Nawrocki. Bashika, it's a good cross and a good save. Dziekanowski again with a header. Bashika. Tadashevich. Great strike from Kazmarek. Kozetsky. Tadashevich. Coming on the right and showing us he can hit them with that foot as well. It's from an awfully long way out. That was a good 35, maybe even 40 yards, that shot. He's quite happy to come either side. Space here for Krzysztof Bashika. Tchaikovsky takes over, looks for the curler. Another good stop by Peter Shilton. They've all been at a nice goalkeeping height, but even so, he's had to keep them out. Very clear attempt. As Tchaikovsky took over at the curler. Lineker. More promising for England. More space here for Waddle. Navrosky trying to get back to close it down. Only committed 2 up, now 3. It's a testing one again, and Baku has to recover. Free kick is going to be given against Rocastle. Oh, what a beautiful ball. Comes to Chaubert. 5 inside him. Chaubert's made a bit of room for himself. But as yet, there isn't the finish, praise be.
Poles really on their first half performance have been very disappointing for the crowd in the second.
They just seemed to run out of steam. They just couldn't get forward in the numbers that they were able to in those first 45 minutes. Probably a bit disappointed that they didn't get the breakthrough, and there's no doubt England have pushed up that little bit more from the back to work more as a unit rather than get stretched out as they did in that first half.
Good positive run. The fullback only finds McMahon, who offers the opportunity again. Butcher just got his head to it. Rocastle only just his foot. Beardsley just enough to put the shot off slightly from Badovchik.
Well, one man, as much as any, will be delighted is that man picking the ball up there, Peter Shilts, 40 years of age, looking forward to a World Cup final. Probably remembering in Italy what happened to Dino Zoff at a similar age when he played in a World Cup final.
Would of course give Peter Shilton the chance to establish a new record to pass Pat Jennings' record if England do well enough. Matches before. And in it, if we're there, but it's not all over yet here. And that's not a bad try to came off the crossbar. Shilton beaten for the first time, and it came rattling back off the crossbar. Really thumping drive from Brashika. And it was above the hand of Shilton and smacked back off the crossbar. Poles have an injured player. We're into the time for stoppages now. And England getting home with a smack of wood. And the final whistle goes, and the touch of wood as England make their way to the World Cup finals. A few whistles for the Poles, who caused us so many problems in the first half, but run out of any real pace and finally ideas in the second. England have made it, but not a memorable performance.
Barry Davies' name going up in Polish there. There's the position at the moment. Sweden, of course, have got their final match in Poland, but England are through. We won't go into the mathematics of it. I know it's supposed to be only the top team in this group, but England are through with that point. But by heavens, they scared us, Bob, didn't they?
Yes. I was just thinking that we've played a lot of matches, you know, where we've not really been proud because of the attitude, it appears. But I suppose at the end of the day, they will say that they played a good defensive game and they've qualified, which is the reason that they went. But I still would think that the players wouldn't be very pleased with themselves in their performance there. And I mean, imagine that goal going in, that one not hitting the bar but going in.
Yeah, we
in the last
it,
minute with no time to pull it back again, and we would possibly have been out of the World Cup.
What will the press say about Bobby Robson tomorrow after that, do you think? Not good on the day, and
they
prospects for the World Cup
very
finals?
kind. They won't be very kind. But if you analyse what went wrong with that, because we all agree that that was probably the best team that England could put out.
Yeah.
They didn't look fit. Right, that was the first thing. Why that happened, I don't know at this stage of the season, but they looked heavy-legged for some reason in that game. Mentally, you can understand them wanting to stay back in numbers because they knew as long as it was 0-0, they were all right. So there's an excuse mentally for guys saying, well, as long as I'm goal side, I'm okay. So that approach, maybe you could forgive them for a bit. But when you look at the contrast between what happens in our league football with midfield players and other players, when they get the ball, they pass it. When they're pressurised, they pass the ball.
The skill factor was with them today.
What the Poles did, they left the first man for dead, and it destroyed us. As they were pressurised...
They still didn't score, though, and
no, they didn't, but that was only the grace of God